It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Living Daily, episode 241, an excerpt from the book Essential by the Minimalists of theminimalists.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Welcome back to Optimal Living Daily. It's the blogcast, podcast, and audio blog, all three rolled into one, and sometimes even sort of audiobook, which is today. I'm going to play you essays from the Minimalist book, Essential, since they've been so kind to let me play any and all of it to you for free. It's pretty amazing if you ask me. But before we get into it, if you didn't know, I give away a book by these minimalists. Not this book that I'm reading to you today, a different one actually. Every single month, a random person on my mailing list wins one. If you want to be a part of that and show some love for this podcast, you can visit me online at oldpodcast.com and enter there. And if you really want an amazing chance to win, I'm talking like double-digit % chance to win, if you submit a health-related audio question for my brother's podcast, Optimal Health Daily, you'll be in a special raffle there also. It's really easy to send in a question, and he's a doctor, dietitian, and personal trainer, so it's also like getting a free consultation. Again, just visit oldpodcast.com for that too. There's a red bar along the side that you can click on to send in an audio question. And I'll leave it at that. Let's jump right in and start optimizing your life. Haunted by desire. The ghosts of desperation, lust, and envy hide in the shadow of our yearning. Be it money, material possessions, or accolades, we are haunted by our aspirations. Covet that shiny new truck, that next big promotion, that beautiful man or woman, and you will feel unspeakable pain until it, he, or she is yours. When your desire is met, however, your flame is not extinguished. You're filled with new desires. It's a never-ending cycle. The key then is to aspire towards something worthwhile. Instead of jonesing for things, we must pursue those which are without definitive milestones: growth, contribution, love. These qualities are self-fulfilling. Seek growth, and you will grow. Endeavor to give to others, and you will contribute. Love others, and your cup will overflow. It is not wrong to have aspirations, desires, goals, but it is wrong for us to imagine we can ever satiate our ever-growing need for more. In too deep. It's easy to believe Earth turns slowly on its axis. It's always there. We're a part of it deep in the middle of its rotation. In many ways, consumerism is the same way. It's all around us, everywhere we turn, seemingly unstoppable, hell's self-consuming heart. But Earth doesn't turn slowly. It's spinning at over 1,000 miles an hour. This became easy for us to understand once we stepped back and paid attention, once we became aware of our surroundings. Similarly, we needn't look around at all this mass consumption and overindulgence and believe it's normal. It's not. Things haven't always been this way, this chaotic, this meaningless, and the future needn't be either. A sunrise is on the horizon, and we can see it once we open our eyes, become more aware of what's important, and realize we're in too deep. Minimalism Scares the Shit Out of Me by Nicodemus. Minimalism scares the shit out of you. You're worried you'll get rid of stuff you'll need later. You're worried what your friends, your family, your coworkers, and your neighbors will think of you. You're worried you'll lose your identity, your status, and everything you've given meaning to in your life. Me too. Minimalism still scares the shit out of me. I know there are many people who are as scared as me, and I'm here to tell you that's okay. I've always been the type of person who puts his whole heart into his beliefs. When I take on a particular ideal or way of life, I make the most of it. I do this to a fault. I have such high expectations of myself that I often expect perfection, which is probably why I stress out easier than most, why I have more anxiety than most. On top of the expectations, a lot of people around me love to point out every non-minimal thing I have in my life. They love to talk about how I own a condo, wear nice shoes, and have a nice haircut. Yes, someone actually brought up my haircut. And the list goes on and on. But these people are only projecting. They feel as though I'm judging them because I don't live the way they do anymore. You might be thinking, Ryan, why do you care what people think? It's not about my caring as much as these people reaffirming negative things I already think about myself, with the exception of my haircut, which I'm quite fond of, thank you very much. I'm aware there are many things in my life I still need to minimize. The simplifying process, like life, is ever-changing. Minimalism is fluid. As our circumstances change, our versions of the simple life must change too. The beautiful thing about minimalism is there is no right or wrong. There is no pace at which you must live your life, and there's nothing that says, this is how you have to live. Minimalism is a journey, and it is scary for everyone. Decluttering doesn't work like that. Decluttering is, by and large, a farce. If you picked up this book to figure out how to declutter your closet, you're in the wrong place. You'll be hard-pressed to find anything here even vaguely resembling something as trite as 67 ways to declutter a messy home. That's because decluttering alone doesn't solve the problem. Discussing how to get rid of your stuff answers only the what, but not the why. The what, i.e. the how-to, is easy. We all know instinctually how to declutter. You can start small, focus on one room at a time, making progress each day as you work toward a simplified life. You can go big, rent a dumpster, and throw out everything, moving on to a more fulfilling life. Or you can take the moderate approach, plunge into a packing party and embrace the fun side of decluttering, enjoying the entire simplification process. People should, however, be more concerned with the why, the purpose behind decluttering, than the what. While the what is easy, the why is far more obscure because the nature of the why is highly individual. Ultimately, it has to do with the benefits you'll experience once you're on the other side of decluttering. Decluttering is not the end result. It is merely the first step. You don't become instantly happy and content by just getting rid of your stuff, at least not in the long run. Decluttering doesn't work like that. If you simply embrace the what without the why, then you'll get nowhere, slowly and painfully, by the way, repeatedly making the same mistakes. It is possible to get rid of everything you own and still be utterly miserable, to come home to your empty house and sulk after removing all your pacifiers. When you get rid of the vast majority of your possessions, you're forced to confront your darker side. When did I give so much meaning to material possessions? What is truly important in life? Why am I discontent? Who is this person I want to become? How will I define my own success? These are difficult questions with no easy answers, but these questions are far more important than just ditching your material possessions. If you don't answer them carefully, rigorously, then the closet you just decluttered will be brimming with new purchases not long from now. You just listened to an excerpt from the book Essential by the Minimalists of theminimalists.com. And once again, if you come by oldpodcast.com and enter your email address, you'll be automatically entered to win a book by these very minimalists every single month as long as you're on the list. You'll also get 3 or more spreadsheets to help you optimize your life, and one even comes with a video tutorial that I made just for you. And last, for a very, very high chance to win the book, you can also send in a health-related audio question through my site for my brother's podcast. He answers your health and fitness questions every Friday on his podcast, Optimal Health Daily. So for all that, just visit oldpodcast.com. And have a great start to your week. Take care, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's episode where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.